Hi friends, welcome back to Together We Exhale. In our first episode, we talked about burnout, but this week I want to go deeper because burnout isn't just about being tired, it's about being disconnected from yourself. And I think it's important that we pinpoint when that happens and how it happens. For me, I didn't notice it happening until one day I realized I'd been living fully dissociating 99% of the time. I wasn't sad, I was just blank. Like the dishes piled up, the messages went unanswered, and the simple things like taking a shower felt impossible. And when someone asks, not out of disgust but out of pity almost, when's the last time you showered? That was a wake-up call. And it wasn't embarrassment I felt, but more like some kind of grief that I'd gotten so far away from myself and didn't even notice. Burnout isn't weakness, it's your body saying we've been running on empty for too long. And if you've been there, I get it. You don't need to fix it all today, you just need a way to turn back to yourself. So here's 3 ways that I started to learn how to notice the burnout before it got too bad. And the first step to that was watching out for the quiet red flags, because burnout doesn't always just announce itself with a breakdown. It's the little ways that your joy starts slipping away. When you stop laughing as much, when your brain feels foggy all the time, when even rest doesn't feel restful, those are your early warnings. And one thing that helped me was getting honest about what those signs looked like for me. It looked like ignoring messages because I don't have the energy to even think of an answer, snapping at people I love, feeling like even good things don't register emotionally, letting my home, my body, and mind get messy. Now, when I notice more than 2 of those things showing up, I try to pause and I don't ask what's wrong with me, but what's draining me. And just that small shift in language keeps me from collapsing completely before I even realize what's happening. Because when I would ask what's wrong with me, I would just feel like bombarded with everything that I was doing wrong or lacking on, and that's not really what we want to be focusing on. The second thing that really helped me was keeping my routine simple, not punishing. For the longest time, I thought the way out of my burnout was discipline, like strict routines, early mornings, pushing myself back on track. But discipline without having a little bit of compassion for yourself just becomes another form of self-abuse. So instead of chasing a perfect routine, I built a soft one, a routine that bends with me. If I can't clean the whole kitchen, I'll just wash one dish. And if I can't do a full skincare routine, I'll just splash my face with some water and breathe for 30 seconds. If I don't feel well enough or energized enough to go out and connect with people, I'll take a walk or a drive and connect with myself. Coming out of burnout is not necessarily about doing more, but doing it gently. Because when your nervous system is fried, forcing yourself to perform like it's not only pushes you deeper into burnout. Small and kind consistency with yourself is what teaches your body that it's safe to show up again. And the last thing that really helped me was moving gently toward myself. Because burnout pulls you inwards, right? It kind of makes you retreat from everything, including yourself and your hobbies and what you love. So I started asking, what can I do right now that would help me feel a little bit more like me? And sometimes that was music, sometimes it's sunlight on my face, sometimes it's crying in the shower and letting that be enough. The goal isn't to snap out of it, it's to sit with yourself long enough to find a spark of softness again. For me, my faith grounds me here. It reminds me that God never asked me to be perfect, He just asked me to be present. And in the days I can't find the strength to pray, I remember that He already knows what I'm feeling. But for those of you who don't have faith, that presence still matters. You can tell yourself, I'm allowed to take it easy. Rest is not failure, it's how I rebuild. This week, I wanted to leave you with this verse to reflect on. Do not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time you will reap harvest if you do not give up. When you're burnt out, everything feels pointless. Showers, texts, prayers, work, all of it. This verse gently says, what you're doing still matters, even if it feels like nothing is growing right now. And the harvest isn't about achievement, it's about renewal. God promises that rest, healing, and joy will return if you keep showing up, not perfectly, but patiently. You don't need to sprint your way out, you just need to take one honest step with yourself and tell yourself that that's enough. That's all I've got for today. I'll catch you in the next one. And hey, remember to be gentle with yourself, okay? You're doing better than you think. Together, we exhale. I'll see you next week.